Hi, there's nothing like health, there's nothing like well being, because without health and well being, we can really do nothing else. And as time goes by, I've begun to realize everything can impact on our well being and health every day. Energies that we pick when we are at work, the stress of work, energies we pick even just by interacting with people that we've met, people we know, people we don't know, what we actually put in our minds, what we take in, what we read, what we watch, what we look at, and we find that these things really impact us. Very often we don't even realize. But I've come to take a lot of moments to rethink and think how I spend my time and how things really impact and affect me. Social media and phone usage has increased over the years, and I think this is one of the triggers of stress. It can really, really drain somebody. And I'm beginning to understand that I must come to a point where I have intentionally put um, things in place that I must do for my well-being. Now that it is summertime and the weather is really warm, I like to say that I'm somebody who uh, likes to hibernate quite a lot in winter. I really and absolutely do not like winter. I try to make the most of it, but it's really not my time. I don't think it's anybody's time, honestly. So I'm extremely excited to bring to you some of the tips that I have. And of course, if you've been watching my videos, you'll find that I spend quite a bit of time, anytime I can, in nature. I start most of my days with a walk. And I also like to just go about in shops anytime I have time just to shop. Now, this week I had very um, deep tissue massage. This is one of the things that I've done over the years. However, I've spent quite a lot of time without actually going for that. Now, this is something that I find that is really, really extremely powerful for the mind, not just the body, but actually for the mind. And it releases toxins probably out of the tissue, probably right out of the bones, and eases the muscles. This here is the room where I had the massage. This is actually located in Dartford. I forget their name, but I totally and thoroughly recommend these people. I will try and leave their name in the description box for anybody that wants to check them out. I absolutely, it was worth the money that I spent, and I recommend for anybody who's looking for that to actually go and check them out. These are Thai masseurs, very, very professional. The other thing I like to, of course, do is to go grocery shopping and have a look around. Even when I'm not buying anything, I'll just have a look around. There I spotted earlier on in the shop some Kenyan coffee, proudly Ugandan and Kenyan, Ugandan born and Kenyan bred. So I was very excited. Simple things make me very excited. I don't take anything for granted anymore, and I refuse to let anything disturb my mind. Just as in the word, in the Lord's word, we are to refuse and reject anything that affects us emotionally, physically, and in any other way. He has given us everything that pertains to life, and we have everything within us to actually empower ourselves to live in accordance to His will, which in return actually bring a significant amount of peace. Sometimes when it's really warm, I also just like to get out um, and actually just go to the park, or just get out and just sit for a moment and just take in um, taking some fresh air, watch the wind move the leaves around, and even just to if I have my app with me, I may open up some scriptures. I may look through some scriptures or just scroll through my phone and check some messages, maybe briefly, catch up with some emails. But largely, I like to put the phone away and actually just sit there and just take everything in. This can take up to, um, generally speaking, an hour, and I find myself actually ready to go back home if I'm on, if I'm having a day off, and just to get on with some other things that I need to do. One of the tips that I try to tell myself is that the first um, 2 to 3 hours from the time I wake up, or at least 4 hours, are actually for me. They are simply for me, not to do any chores at all, not to even just plan anything. But when I'm out, it's just for me to just relax my mind and set myself up for the day. If you haven't watched my other video, there is another video where I share my morning routine as well. Now, these were just the pictures in the massage room, and actually just giving a description of what a massage can actually do for the body. Once again, the outdoors and the beach and seaside life is something that every year, I try to get away with my family, anywhere at all really that we feel that will actually bring us together, will enrich our day, will enrich the summertime. Again, these are moments of making memories, and these are also extremely important for family life. Um, it's extremely important to keep ahead and connected with each other as a family. And this is another thing that is actually very good for the well-being. So these are some of the things that I like to do. These are some of the ways, the small ways that they may seem small, but I firmly believe that these are the things that have come to keep, um, increase my well-being and actually keep myself going, and very often may be taken for granted, but are very powerful. The other thing, of course, that I like to do is to go swimming when I can. I haven't been swimming for some time now because I have been quite busy and I've not been able to fit it in. But that is the other thing, and I taught myself how to swim at the age of, well, to mention my age, but thanks for watching.